What's good, once again, welcome back to my channel. Y'all know, if y'all been following me, that this was a highly anticipated story time. I have already spilled the tea on TikTok while I was getting ready one day when people kept asking me about my hair. Just a backstory. I've been coloring my hair for a long time, like ever since like 2015, I want to say. And one thing about coloring that I hate the most is roots. Like when my roots are dark, it just bothers me so bad. Like I hate it, and I feel like I tend to not post when my hair is not done, like the roots are not touched up, and it takes so long, so I always dread it. I can do it myself, but sometimes I wait too long. Then I wear wigs, and then like once I see it growing out, I'll wear them even more, so then I'll have even more new growth. And the longer that you go without getting a touch up, you need to get it done professionally. And if you know anything about like curly hair, you have to go to a curly hair specialist if you don't want your hair to fall out. When it comes to curly hair, you get what you pay for. So if you want to go to like a regular stylist down the block, you know, that might not be specialized in curly hair, you might not get the same results. You might come back home with your hair like halfway gone, or it might not look good curly. You might get some weird stuff, so you have to go to a professional, and these professionals charge a lot of money because they have to take extra courses and classes to be able to be certified and get more in-depth teaching about curly hair. Right. So needless to say, I'm always taking care of my hair. So for those that are always asking me like how I keep my hair healthy, which by the way, don't mind how it looks now. This is like day 7 hair. Like I just barely touched it up. That's why it's up. Otherwise it's usually like down. Anyway, that's how I keep my hair healthy. I always get it done professionally when I know that there's something that I can't do for myself. I usually don't deep condition myself, even though I should, because when your hair is color treated, it's usually dry. But I leave that to the professionals, you know what I mean? Like I try to get cuts once or twice a year. So that's the background. I have to throw that in there to catch y'all up. Let's get into how I got banned from a hair salon within like, I don't even know, like 24 hours of going. So boom, my hair had been growing out for a long time, and there was a specific curly hair place that I went to in Georgia that I didn't really too much like, but like once I find a place that I just like a little bit, or like I've already stepped foot in a spot, I kind of like marry it. Tell me if you guys are the same, but like once I've already been there, I feel more comfortable going there versus like trying to go through the whole process of looking up reviews and trying new places and stuff like that. So anyways, even though I didn't like the vibe, I still kept going to this place because anyway, after going like a few times and paying a lot of money and not feeling like valued, not because of like who I am, but because I felt like they were upset that I wasn't posting them and paying. I feel like in 2022, like there's a lot of talk about like you posting and tagging people, small businesses, even if you pay, and it's like, bro, if I'm paying full price, I'm not tagging you. I'm sorry, like y'all didn't even give me a discount. So I feel like that's why we didn't have, I don't know, it wasn't eye to eye. So anyways, I went a really long time without my roots. I didn't touch it up myself. I needed a haircut. I needed my roots touched up. I was tired of my color, so I wanted to switch it too. So I was like, yeah, I definitely need to go in. And I don't see too much curly hair places that look like well established in Georgia, so I'm just gonna go back. So I called them. They was not returning my call. Like it was going straight to voicemail, and it was like business hours, and I left a message, and then they got back to me, and then they answered like all professional, like, oh hey, like not realizing who I was. And then I was like, hey, can I get this that? And they're like, Vanessa, you haven't been here in like a year, like with an attitude. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like I know, but can I just go in and get the color change? Well, since you haven't been here, you need to come back and we need to look at your hair. Mind you, this place is like 30-40 minutes away from my house. So, and you guys know me, like I'm a regular customer. I just haven't came back in so long because I wasn't trying to be, anyway, it was just weird. And then she's like, no, you have to get looked at. So basically they wanted me to go in for like another consultation, for them to look at my hair, then decide within, because they're saying that they're so booked now, then decide, okay, maybe we can do your hair in a month, or maybe we can do like partially one day and then we can do partially another day. Like a lot of back and forth basically. And I was like, bro, can I just go. Like, y'all know who I am. Like, y'all know the integrity of my hair. I know, like, I've been doing my hair for a long time. I would know if it's about to break off. I would not put my hair through that stress. Like, my hair is like my most, what's the word, possessive, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, I cherish it a lot. So anyways, I went there. They gave me an attitude about it, and they're like, okay, I'll talk to my manager, we'll get back to you. She's like, oh well, we still have to look at your hair because and I'm like, okay, just give me a date. Like, at that point I was like starting to be insecure because like I just really didn't like my hair. I wasn't wearing wigs. I was over the wigs. I always like start wearing wigs for like 2-3 months, and then I go to my natural hair for like 2-3 months because it's expensive. Both of them are expensive. Wigs are expensive and natural hair is expensive. So my hair grows out pretty fast. Like, I just bleached my roots, I want to say 7 days ago when I styled my hair, and they're already going back and it's starting to be low-key cringe every single day. So I try to utilize that. I don't want to wear a wig anytime soon because I want to utilize my hair and show my hair off because my hair is really beautiful, but I gotta switch it up. So long story short, it's not short, but they just stopped responding to me. Like, so I felt even more unvalued. Like, I felt my feelings were heightened about them. So I was just like, okay, you guys are being weird. And then I just think it's crazy, like divine timing, because I was scrolling through TikTok and then I saw like a really popular creator with curly hair post her curly transformation, that she went from green to platinum blonde in like one sitting. And I was like, only very few people can do that. That is very talented. That's very blessed to be able to go from green to platinum overnight and your curls still look luscious. Like, you didn't have to use flexi rods to get those curls, because a lot of people who color their hair a lot and you see like perfect curls every time, it's because that's not their natural state. Like, this is my natural, well, this is not my natural state because it's like 7-day hair, but if I was to do a wash and go, my curls will still look really beautiful. Like, I don't have to manipulate them for them to look beautiful. So I was just like, oh my god, like, who did you go to? There's no way that they're in Georgia. And she was like, yeah, they're in Georgia, like, hit them up, their work is amazing. And I was like, hell yeah, their work is amazing. So I hit them up right away, and they were like, okay, let me go through the messages because I don't want to say anything that didn't happen. Hopefully I am not blocked so I can get these messages. Okay, I'm looking through my DMs and I cannot find this person. I could have sworn I recorded a video of the messages because my fans told me to when I was telling them the story on live, but I don't see it for some reason. But I do have screenshots of the after. So basically, I'm going off memory. This happened like 2 months ago. So basically, I reached out to them and I was like, hey, your work is phenomenal. I can't believe that you're in the area. I've been trying to find somebody who can do what you do for the longest, like, and you cut hair. And I basically told them like everything that I needed. I was like, I need a cut, I need this, and I need this and this and that. They gave me a date and we stuck to that date. So needless to say, I was super excited because my roots were looking crazy, y'all. Like, if I'm not lazy, I'll add a video and pictures right here. Before the appointment, I think like a day before or a couple days before, I was like, hey, we're still on for this day. And they were like, yeah. I'm thinking that for some reason, like, when you go to their page, it looks like they're doing things at the comfort of their own home, you know? And me being an influencer, it's not uncommon for like artists, like nail techs, makeup artists, anybody performing a service, to do it at like a VIP station or at their own house instead of like a professional setting like a studio. So I'm thinking that we're doing that. I be thinking like a lot of things are common sense, and sometimes it ends up like fucking me up because some people don't know that if I'm paying you, I'm not posting you. So you have to tell them that, because they might have not worked with influencers before, or like that's just their mindset. They think that everybody's trying to help each other out, or they might not know that I'm recording, you know? They might think that I'm paying in full and I'm posting them and I'm not recording, or they might not, like, they might not want to be in the camera, they might not be camera ready. So I just let people know from the jump, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to get paid, or do you want to tag? I hope you know that I'm recording. Is that fine? I also have promotions to do, so was that gonna work? And they were like, oh, don't worry about it. They gave me a price and I was like, okay, perfect, like that's amazing, your price is amazing for everything that I need, which is the cut, the color change, and the root touch up. It was like, it should be like 300 or something, and I was like, that's amazing, because the last place and the places that I've been to before, like especially if you're the first time, they usually charge you way more because they don't know your hair like that. So I was like, yes, great, love it. And then you're gonna give me like a crazy transition, like I don't have to come back multiple times, because a lot of people, even if they are like certified, they'll have you come back multiple times. So good, we were on the same page. They said to be there at like either 10 or 11, I'm not sure. So boom, I have everything ready, like everything's good to go. Like I packed my light, I packed everything, I'm so excited. I also did ask, because I was debating whether I was gonna like do something that day, but I know better. I don't even know why I asked, but it usually take all day when you get your hair done, like or your nails done. Like you usually be so tired, like you can't schedule anything on the days that you're getting pampered, because you can never, like you can't rush the other people. You don't really know what to expect. You don't know if they have a client before you, client after you, like you just don't know. So anyways, I was like, hey, like how long do you think it's gonna take? They were like, I'm gonna try to get you out before like 6. That's my goal. They didn't say like a time closing, so again, I'm thinking it's like at a house or something. I didn't get an address or anything until the day of, I'm pretty sure. I was like, okay, bet. So that's gonna be all day. So if we're going at 10 and that's 6, that's a whole day. So I'm gonna be hungry. So I have everything ready, and by the time I leave the house, I was gonna get there at the right time. I was gonna actually get there like 5 minutes earlier than when I was supposed to be there. But I was like, you know what, another backstory. I have like really bad acid reflux, like since I was 6. And one thing that triggers it is waiting too long to eat. And yeah, it's really waiting too long to eat, because when I do eat, I'm so hungry, I'm eating fast, I'm not chewing it right, and it's usually like fatty or something. Like I usually get a Cobb salad with what's it called, eggs and stuff. And anyway, so I ended up texting them, and I was like, hey, I can be there on time, but I'm gonna grab breakfast and it's gonna put me back 15 minutes, is that okay? So at this point, I'm already upset because I was waiting for this day, but I was like, I know how hairstylists be about time, or like hairstylists, nail techs, all of that stuff, because they have like clients after maybe or whatever. But then I was like, in my head, I was thinking it should be fine though, because it's not like I'm gonna only be there for like an hour or two. I'm gonna be there literally the whole day, so I'm pretty sure that I'm the only customer. We have so much stuff to do to my hair. So they were like, okay, yeah, that's fine, just make sure that it's no later than 15 minutes. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm telling you the ETA is 15 or 11:15, whatever time it's supposed to start. And they were like, okay. So then I pulled up in the line, Chick-fil-A line, y'all know it take forever, but I literally did arrive at the time that I was supposed to arrive. It's a building. It was where this hairstylist worked at. They worked at salon. There we go, salon. I don't know why I can't think. It was like, it's like a marketplace with a bunch of different stores, and it was super packed, in which I'm surprised because it was so early, but it was super packed to the point where they have signs saying like, if this parking lot is full, go to this parking lot, and then you go to that parking lot, and they're like, if this one is full, there's parking 2 blocks away. So I'm in communication with the stylist the whole time. I'm driving and texting like, hey, am I even at the right place, because there's no parking? You would think that they would tell you where to park, like, you know, to give you an update about everything like beforehand, so you're aware. So they just looked at it and they were like, parking is just hard. I don't remember the exact thing, but I'm giving you the gist of the conversation. So I'm like, okay, I'm parked, and I was like, okay, and I was like, okay, am I at the right place? So I'm like taking pictures and stuff, because I'm just like, why haven't you asked for my number? Why haven't you like FaceTime me? It was like a weird vibe that I was getting through the messages. So anyways, I got my bag, I got my food, my coffee, and everything. Obviously I can't eat it at the moment because I'm running late. I gotta get in wherever. So I'm sending pictures, and I'm just standing there for so long, like outside this door that looks like it's locked, because they're like, lock door, go around. But one, I am very shy and stuff, and there's like a lot of people looking at me. Like I had green big curly hair, like I don't know, maybe nobody's looking, I don't know, but I just felt really awkward. And I felt like, since you knew it was a complicated place and you knew that I was gonna already be 15 minutes, like why would you not there at the door? So I sent them pictures like, hey, I'm right here, like, is this where I'm going? why did they see the message? They left me on red, and I was just like, okay, maybe they're trying to find me right now, and that's why they haven't responded. And then I was like, hello, like, and then I saw somebody just literally walked right past me and opened the door and walked in, and I'm like, so this whole time I could just walk through it. So they were like, oh yeah, I just walked through the doors and I'm sending pictures, just still reading. And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to find it. At this point, it's like 11:21, so 6 minutes after, and that's when I finally find it. So I'm like trying to find it my own way, and I was like, oh, okay, I found it. Still no response. So there's a front way, which is by the parking that I was supposed to park in if it wasn't full, and then there's the way that I came in, which was through like a completely different building and like through the back. So like, first of all, as soon as I walked in, it was just weird. I was not greeted. There's like no reception desk in the back. It was just like bowls for like washing hair. When you walk in, it's up high, so like when you walk in, you look over and then there's like the bottom floor. So there's stairs and there's the bottom floor. So I could see the reception desk in the front, but I don't know what anything really is because I'm new. The first time being there. It's like a row of stations, and then there's like a couple stylists, and I'm gonna throw this out there, they were all white too, so I definitely felt out of place. But I was like, okay, like this looks really professional though, so whatever. The two people at the reception, it was the stylist, which I didn't know at the time, and it was a receptionist, another worker, I don't know. They just looked up at me, and then they were like talking a little bit, and then the stylist like looked down and stood at the reception desk, and then the other girl came to me and approached me instead of her, and I'm like, okay. She was like, are you here for blank? And I was like, oh yeah. She was like, oh well, unfortunately, because you did come 15 minutes late, there's some things that we're not going to be able to. I thought she was going to tell me that she couldn't do my hair, and then I was going to be very annoyed because, one, I drove all the way over here, two, you could have told me that, three, this could have been avoided if you guys were just right there and or told me where to go. Come on now, like this is my first time. Y'all know this, you know. So she was like, yeah, we're just probably not gonna be able to do a haircut or anything, and I was like, that's completely fine. My biggest issue is my roots and the color. Like, even if we can't do the color, I understand. Like, even if there needs to be like a mid color before we get to that color, like I already know how this works, like it's fine. And she was like, oh okay, so you just follow me. And it was just like so monotone, dry, like nonchalant too. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, but she kept talking though, and I'm just like, girl, it's 11:21, you talking to me. It's been like 3 minutes of talking. Like, can I just meet the stylist already? Like, so anyway, we walked down the steps, and then she introduced me to the stylist, and I was like, hi, and they were just like, hey. Like, it wasn't like high energy, high spirited as I thought. I don't know, and I go off of vibes, but I was like, maybe they're just like more shy, more on the quiet side. But it didn't feel like that. It felt like, I don't know, like kind of like irritation a little bit. It kind of felt forced. It was just like kind of uncomfortable for real. I had my light, I had like everything. I also had hair dye color. I was supposed to promote this one company. I was actually supposed to use Brad Mondo's color. Like, they sent me green when I had green, but I didn't open the box yet because I want to do a box opening with you guys. And then they also sent me red because I wanted to go red, and I didn't know which color to choose, so they sent me 3 whole ones, like a big PR box and everything, and I was so excited to use it. And I also had to promote like this shampoo or something like that, so I just brought everything, and they were like, put it wherever, and I was like, okay. So like, my stuff was kind of everywhere. They ended up telling me the same thing that the receptionist was just telling me, like, unfortunately, because you came late, you know, we're not gonna be able to do everything, like, but we're gonna see what we can do, and then, you know, for sure we're gonna get this color, we're gonna change the color, but I can't promise you that we're gonna take away the green color because, you know, I just can't do that. But she was basically implying like I can do it, but like for the sake of it not coming out how you want, basically, like I just can't say it, but I can do it. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I understand, yeah, I understand. And they're like touching my hair. I was like, okay, yeah, I understand, yeah. I'm basically trying to dismiss it, like, okay. I'm looking at the time at this point, it's like 11:30 something, and I'm just like, yeah, we definitely not gonna be able to do nothing with, you know what I mean? So it was just a lot of talking, and I'm like, I really don't need the intro. I'm expecting like, okay, maybe we're not gonna have time because I have to sign paperwork and stuff like that because it's my first time here, which was not the case. I feel like it was a lot of stalling. It was just weird, like I said. So finally we're starting. It's like kind of quiet, like very awkward. Like I had to keep asking questions to keep the conversation going, like, and that's a long time to be there. So from 10 to, I ended up being there. They closed at, I believe, 7, and I was there until like 7:30. I was there after everybody else. People had to stay so that I could pay and stuff like that. So we start bleaching. So I'm looking at I have like a whole album in my of just this so that I can like go in order. Oh my god, this is gonna be so long and I'm gonna hate editing this. But anyway, they were like, okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do the bleach. That we need to tackle the new growth because I had like this much of new growth, and so we did that. And they were even further away from my scalp. So when you're bleaching, if you don't know, if you're bleaching hair and you have a lot of new growth, you have to save, like, I want to say like an inch, stay an inch away from your hair the first pass. And then after everything's light, or like almost as light as you want it, that's when you go back through the whole entire head and then you touch it up the roots. Because if you don't, you're gonna get hot roots. The roots are gonna be super bright and like platinum, and then the rest is gonna be like yellow. It's gonna be uneven basically. So the whole bleach process for it to be light enough already took a long time. I want like most of the time that I was there, and it was the first pass. I was like, so like, are you gonna get that? Because I explained like how much I hate roots. Like that's one of the main things that I talk about when I talk about colored hair and stuff like that. Like when people say, oh, you color your hair too much, every time they see like bleach on my hair, and I'm like, bro, I'm touching it up, like I'm getting my roots, like you're supposed to do this. Have you got, like, do you guys not get your hair done? Like, it's new growth, it's never been touched, so how am I gonna break my hair off unless I'm constantly dragging the bleach down every time? It's not, I'm fine. So anyways, after a while I was like, okay, I'm getting hungry. I feel like I'm about to start getting heartburn, like I need to eat. So I asked, because they kept leaving me like randomly, like, okay, we're just gonna let this sit, and then like walk away and then be gone for a long time while it's sitting, barely checking. So I was like, okay, is it okay if I eat? Because you know, some people might be weird about bugs spilling, I don't know. And they were like, no, yeah, it's fine. So I'm like, okay, I'm finally eating, which by the way, I did get and end up getting heartburn because I waited too long. I waited like 4 hours. Anyway, that's besides the point. I start realizing like how late it was getting, and I was like, are we not gonna do the second pass? And they were like, I mean, we don't really need to, like, especially because you got curly hair, it's not gonna be much of a difference. But as like we lighten and like go through the process of like your hair and stuff like that, if it really bothers you, which it doesn't to a lot of people, but if it really bothers you, then we'll go in and we'll lighten it. And I was like, okay. So I was trying not to be like a butt face, because I was like trying to like agree to it and stuff, and but I was like, over time I was like, I don't really like it. After like rinsing it out the bowl, I guess they didn't want to go back in with it, so instead of like passing it, they took it upon themselves to like put, if you're a hairstylist, you could let me know, because somebody in my live told me, but they were like, basically she just lightened it, or she put a lighter color on top of my roots. So she tried to make it so that it was lighter brown, so she didn't bleach it, but she put like a type of toner when we were at the bowl, rinsing out my bleach and toning my hair. So I'm just gonna put it on the screen now, because I know I'm just gonna be so lazy to edit this video in. But so this was me at the bowl. As you can see, this is my hair green. So I was so confused, because I was like, how are you gonna get the green out? Like, I've already been with bleach for so long, like how is this gonna work? There was like little to no talk. Actually, there was little talk, because I was like, hey, can I do this promo real quick? Like, I just pass you the bottle, and then like you use the shampoo because I have to promote it. And they were like, I'm not really sure. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, it's just gonna be so quick. Like I was just telling them like exactly what I was gonna do, exactly how, like the angle and stuff. And they're like, I just really don't know, because like I'm supposed to use their products. And I was like, well, I just won't tell them like that it was you. I don't even have to put your face in it. And they're like, I just really don't know, because you know, if they ask me, or if they tag me, and or like, you know, my place sees it, and you know, I just don't know. I just don't. And I was just so quiet, because I'm not confrontational, and like I just don't know what to say in situations like that. And that's exactly why I need to start telling my manager to like come with me, stuff like this, or call my manager so that she can talk. But I was just like quiet, and I was so annoyed because I was getting paid so much money, and that money was supposed to basically pay for my hair. So I was just like a little bit annoyed about that. And then I was like, okay, well, the color, and they were like, well, yeah, same thing with that, like I can't use that color. I could only use the color in the salon. And I was like, I don't have to show. And they're like, so we're just gonna mix colors that look close to it, but yeah, I just can't. And so I'm just like annoyed, because I'm like, bro, you're already telling me that I couldn't get a haircut, which is fine, and then I can't do the promo, or I can't use, like, if I would have knew that, I probably wouldn't have came, I'm not gonna lie, or I probably would have prepared differently or went somewhere else or something. But anyways, a little bit annoyed. So it was like really quiet, like after that it was like a little bit intense. I could see that they kept looking at the time, like freaking out, because like it was about to be closing soon, and I guess they wasn't sure that I was gonna be done in time. So it was like a lot of rushing. It was like a little bit of silence. It was a little bit stale. I did not hear any like coworkers being like, oh, it's so pretty. Like I usually always get compliments like, oh my god, I love your hair, oh my god, what color are you going, like any conversation. Like there was none of that. Like the employees kept passing me. Nobody asked like, are you, you know what, like maybe that's just how they are, I don't know, but I definitely felt out of place. But I just try to think of the positive, because that's what I try to do in every situation. So boom, when we first start, they asked what color. First of all, I sent the pictures of what I wanted before the appointment. They want to know what we're coming from to what we're trying to go to, and I was already given the green light. So they asked again, what color do you want to go? I showed the same pictures, and it was basically like a really light fuchsia red, which would be even lighter than this, like but it was like a really rich like red undertone, like a red blue red undertone. So I was a little bit annoyed, but like I was at the bowl for a long time, and they're like, okay, I'm doing toner. And for some reason I just thought toner was like, because the only toner that I ever use is the toner that gets the yellow out, and it makes it look like super platinum white almost. So I'm thinking, I already knew that red canceled out green, so I knew it was going to be an easier transition. I did that on purpose. I just didn't know that toners were like different colors. I was like, so can you walk me through the process, like, so I knew what to say to the vlog when I like edited the video and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, I'm just putting the toner in. So like I just heard like lots of scrubbing and stuff like that, like, oh, I'm just working the toner and I'm trying to get the color out. And then eventually I heard, oh, all the green's out. And I'm like, the green's out? So I'm thinking I'm back blonde, like all my hair is blonde. And I was like, it's burgundy. And I'm like, oh crap, like this is way darker than what I said I wanted my hair to be. So I was like, if this is just toner and you still have to color it, it's going to be dark. So this is what it looked like at the bowl. All this is important, y'all. I'm trying to walk y'all through the like the feelings, the emotions, all that stuff. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of like the color that I have now basically, but a little bit darker. It's been faded because I washed it about like 4 times. This is what it looked like when we blow dried it. So I told them at the bowl, like, I really want them light. So instead of bleaching or whatever, we didn't have enough time for that, which I would have been fine cutting back another day so it was done the right way, because what am I paying for at that point? But just touched it up a little bit light brown. So when they took off the towel and let me look at it, I was like, oh, okay, this is different. And they're like, oh my god, so pretty, so gorgeous, like, oh wow. And I'm like, and first of all, I just want to note that I didn't even have plans to be this color, but I wanted another half and half thing. Like, that's my thing, that's what I'm known for. I wanted like a dark red and then a light red, but they convinced me to do something else. They originally wanted me to do like a square with light, dark, or like different colors, half and half. And I'm like, it's not gonna be cute because I have bangs, so it's I don't think it's gonna look right. And then my hair would have to be down, and then I'm gonna have to keep coming back to you. It's gonna be harder for me to be able to do this by myself. Like, I just want to keep it simple but bold. And they're like, well, it just depends on you, like how crazy you want to be. Like, let's do color block, let's do this. So I kind of felt like I was forced to like do something different, but I had to throw that in there. So already I was like, okay, I had a lot of new growth, so it was a lot of white. Like, it wasn't how it is now where it's a little bit less and it's like gradual. It was like, it was just weird. And then also like my roots were dark, so I was like, bro, I went from wanting 2 colors to now having like 3-4 colors, because the light brown that she tried to put on me wasn't even all the way on all my roots, like especially in the front. Like, it was just not cute. But I was just trying to be like, okay, like, you know, like I was just trying to ride with it. So after my hair got blow dried, okay, so I don't have anything until after. So after my hair got blow dried, we put the color on, and I was like, this is the color, again, this is the color that I want. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna go mix it. I don't think we have that exact color, but I'm gonna go mix something in the back. So it shows me the color, and it's like a red, and I was like, okay. I'm pretty sure I said I wanted lighter, and then they mixed like a lighter color red into it, and then I was like, okay, whatever, because it was a lot. It was like a big cup, which is not my problem, but it was a big cup of mixed color, so I just felt bad. You know, if you know, you know. Like, if you're too scared to speak up about your nails, you're not liking your nails or your hair or something, you're just trying to give the benefit of the doubt. You've been there for so long, you're just trying to get out at that point. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I just can't win, whatever. I'm just glad that the green's out, so I'm just trying to be positive. I'm just glad that the green's out. Like, I'm super excited. The hairstyle starts going faster. Like, once it's blow dried and the color's in, and I go back to the rinsing bowl, they're going super fast. And we were having a great conversation at one point. Like I said, I kept asking questions, asking like about a career and why this instead of at home. We started talking more, but like as it started getting closer to closing time, I felt like things were going so fast, and it was just like, it got weird intense again. One of the employees, I don't know if they were actual hairstylists or not, but they were like, do you need help? Like, what do you need help with? Wasn't talking to me at all. Like, I was talking to the stylist, and they kind of like interrupted and started talking to each other, ignoring me, not including me. Like, I don't even think the other workers said anything to, like, a word to me. They were like, oh, you did good work, like your work is so beautiful, or like, oh, I like what you did. Like, not like, oh, your hair's so pretty, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't like friendly. Once it came to like scrunching my hair and styling, it was like very awkward. Hit my head with the freaking blow dryer a couple times, and I was like, oh my god, okay, you're rushing, fine. And they were like, you got red on the C, so they're like panicking and trying to scrub it off, or I guess, well, I don't know. I just felt like I'm an empath, so like I can feel what others feel. Call me crazy, but I felt like the frustration, like the panicking, that I want to get out of here vibe. So I just left it at that. So like my hair was styled, it was getting fluffed out and stuff like that, and like I liked it. I didn't love it. I love the fact that my hair was not green anymore, and that is what made me so satisfied. So boom, I wanted to show that I appreciated the time, and like you still worked on me, which you didn't have to. And yeah, we didn't get my hair done, but I'm trying to come back to get that done, because I like to, like I said, stick to one person. This hairstylist was like, hey, can I take pictures of you before you leave? And I was like, okay, fine. And then the receptionist was like, hey, can you pay first, because I'm trying to leave or whatever. And I was like, of course. I was like, let me just pack my stuff. So while I'm packing, the stylist goes in the front, and they start chit-chatting. I guess the stylist is telling the receptionist what I got and what to charge or whatever. Oh, and by the way, I asked about the color, and I was like, so how does this go? Like, do you get a percentage or whatever? And they're like, they get a percentage off of the clients and what I do, because I'm using like their stuff, but I get everything when it comes to, I don't know the term, I think it's like colors, crazy colors, or like coloring, something like that. The stylist gets all the money. So anyway, so fast forward, they're chit-chatting, I get my stuff together, and then I go to the front, and they're like, okay, so when are you coming back again? I know that you want to get your hair done. It looks so beautiful. Now this is when the compliments start. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Like, yeah, like that. I don't know what they were saying, but basically the receptionist was like trying to hype me up or whatever, and I was like, yeah, like, when's the next time I can come in? I'm trying to come like ASAP. I know like how important it is for my ends to be cut. It's been a long time, da 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 da. Okay, well, this stylist isn't gonna be available for like a little while, but there are other like really good stylists here that are well trained that you can come see like sooner. And like, to me that was like a red flag, because it's like I just said that I'm happy with my transformation. Why would I want to go to another stylist? It's hard for people to trust stylists because there's so many people who have like horror stories. So why would you try to recommend me to somebody else, to go to somebody else? I don't know. Maybe I'm sure. But anyway, so I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I'll wait however long I need to wait. The stylist already knows my hair now. Like, we already talked. Like, I'd rather just stick to the same person. I don't want to keep trying new people. And they're like, okay, fine. So they're still not available for X amount of time, but I could put you on the wait list. So basically, like, are you available? I said I'll make availability, like, for my hair. My hair is really important. I want to also get my hair touched up because I know that it's going to bother me a lot. Like, I kept stressing that like my roots bother me. I don't really like them, so I'm gonna want to come back as soon as possible. So yeah, you can put me on the cancellation list and I'll make time, basically. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna put you on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I was like, okay, bet. They're like, okay, so what you got today, that's gonna be $450. And I was like, for a color change and my roots? I didn't even get my haircut. I didn't even get my whole roots done, and you charging me $450? Whatever, that's your price. I hate when people argue with me about my price, but that's not what we talked about. We talked about 3 something. Granted, they said that it was gonna it might fluctuate a little bit, but that's a whole nother 100 and some that you added, and we didn't even cut the hair, and you didn't even do my whole roots. Well, fine, like I said, I ain't finna argue with no prices, but don't expect the tag or nothing like that. So I paid the price, and then I also gave a $40 tip directly to the stylist to show my appreciation. Like, thank you for taking me. You are a phenomenal artist. Like, I will give it to you because you did change me from one color to another color, and it is even. I asked for a hug and everything. Like, I'm very awkward. Like, you can buy me a house and I'll be like the most appreciative person ever, but it's really hard to show my emotions. Like, it might look like I don't care, so like I just wanted to show that I did care. So like I gave the tip, gave the hug, and I felt like after I gave the tip, like the vibe was like more happy. So we ended up going outside, taking the pictures and videos. I was like, okay, see you soon. Like, everything was good, and I was like, I'll send you pictures. They was like, yeah, send me pictures, I love to see them, blah blah blah. When it comes to my hair, like, I have to post ASAP as soon as I get it done, because if I don't, it's gonna grow out. The roots are gonna grow out more. I'm gonna hate it, and I spent so much money on it, so I wanted to be able to show TikTok, Instagram, everybody like my new hair. So basically I edited the content and I uploaded it, like, if not the same day, the next day. So when I uploaded the video, this is when things start to go left. So I uploaded the video and I showed the whole process of everything. If you didn't watch the video, you need to watch the video. But basically I just showed the whole process. I didn't even say the details, like things that I couldn't do. I just left a really good review, and I was like, I just loved it so much. Speaking highly, really. And I was like, she's so amazing. I love the way she did my hair. I love the product. Basically I hyped it up without saying too much. I basically said the bare minimum. Y'all gotta go watch the video and tell me. But I feel like it was a really good video. It was a really good review. I did not say the artist because, like I said, I paid full price. And then 2, I didn't say the studio that I was at, so nobody would have knew who I was talking about, because this is not like a famous artist or anything like that, so nobody would have knew. And then the artist also had like a mask on, or like a name tag, so nobody definitely was gonna know. So I posted and I was like, yeah, she got me in, she's great. Like, I was so happy that I was from this color to this color, blah blah blah. And then at the end, it was the next morning, and I started talking about it, and I basically was saying like how I didn't like the roots, which is what I was saying at the place. And I didn't like the roots, but it's okay because I'm gonna go in and get it done, and it's gonna take a little while for me to get used to it, because like I said, it was like white, and that's something that you don't see often. Like, being a trendsetter is like nerve-wracking because it just takes a while sometimes for people to like adjust to something. Like, it's just different. So anyways, I just said how I felt, but I didn't put down the artist or anything. Like, why would I do that? I'm going back. That doesn't even make sense. And that's not even me. I don't talk down on people. So anyways, I uploaded, and tell me why this is when it goes left. If not a few hours later, I think it was the next day, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was the same day. And then this message popped up, and like instantly I started getting anxious, because I'm like, what could I have possibly done wrong? So this is a screenshot. I'm gonna put it, I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the video or not, but I'm not sure if you're able to redo the voiceover, but to include my correct pronouns and edit out the part about the other client being a Karen. So if y'all know me, y'all know that I'm a jokester. I'm always like doing goofy stuff, saying goofy stuff like that. So like in part of the video, like there was this lady that was like looking like a Karen, and when I did the voiceover, I was like, yeah, so this is this and this is this, and then there's a Karen looking at me, and then there's this and this and that. And I guess the stylist felt some type of way. So anyway, the stylist says, redo the voiceover and include my correct pronouns and edit out the part of the other client being a Karen. They were actually telling the stylist how beautiful the ... It doesn't say anything else. I'm not sure whether you know or not, but I use they them pronouns, which is included in my bio of my styling page, talking about the Instagram. First of all, I just want to say, who looks at that? Who does that stick to? I'm not trying to be insensitive. First of all, I just want to announce that I am a part of the LGBTQ community plus, and I've asked my other friends and peers that are part of that community, and they all think that this stylist is over exaggerating and tweaking, but let me know your thoughts. So anyways, automatically I was just like thrown off. Like I said, I didn't open the whole message or anything at this point. I just rewatched the video to see if they was like, what are they talking about? And I didn't see anything wrong, and I'm like, bro, what's the beef? Like, I don't know. So I just left it alone, right? So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not re-uploading, because if you guys are a creator or if you know anything about YouTube, it's a pain. And by this time, I'm pretty sure it was like hours later. So the views I had already dropped like my transition video, telling everybody to go to watch that video. It already took forever to upload. You have to do tags, you have to do ad placements, you have to let the video process and even get looked at to see if it's even like appropriate for the ads that you're about to put on it. Do subtitles. If you add that, you have to let it process. You have to, like, there's just a lot. You got to do description, you got to do tags, titles, thumbnails, all type of stuff. So then I would have to go back into the editor, save the video, which would take a long time to, like, it was just too much. And I'm like, I'm not redoing it. They're tweaking. So I didn't have a problem until like later on. Sometimes YouTube comments pop up on my phone, and this comment was like, the stylist doesn't use she/her pronouns and is pretty clear about that, so please refrain from that in the future. YT. And I was like, are they trying to check me? And I was like, how would they even know? And I was like, oh, these are either co-workers or friends and family, so clearly they really feel some type of way about this. And then an hour later, another person. It's in the midst of like all my fans, obviously, like talking about, oh my god, the hair came out beautiful, like, oh my god, the stylist is amazing. Nothing negative or anything. Nobody's even noticing who this person is. So that's how I know that this is their family, friends, whatever, that are like in my stuff, trying to flood my comments with it. So then there's another comment saying, they don't use she/her pronouns, exclamation point, and they're very upfront about that, period. Please don't misgender them, exclamation point. At first I wasn't screenshotting anything. I was just like, okay, I will respond in a second. Like, I'll respond later. Like, y'all getting me anxious. Like, I feel weird about this whole situation. They never told me that in person, and I feel like if you cared so much about that, like if that was a big thing, like people are still like trying to get used to it. Nobody really knows, like, until you tell them. Like, you should have that name tag on you saying that, or have something on your station saying that, you know what I mean? Or like introduce yourself like, hey, I'm so and so. But I never even got that introduction. Like I said in the beginning, it was weird. It was just like a hey, not I'm so and so, nice to meet you. It was just weird from the beginning. So moving forward, so the next day, so it's not even 24 hours since the stylist sent the first message, so they sent me another message which I did not open. So shortly after that, I'm looking through my DMs because I'm about to do a Q&A, and this other person is DMing me like, hey, why are you transphobic? That's fucked up. Where are these people coming from? And then I posted my transition. So like whenever I make a YouTube video, I try to make a TikTok to match it so I can like cross promote platforms, stuff like that. When I posted the other video, I posted this transition of going from green to this color. Someone told me to go through my comments, and I'm reading the comments, and another person, looks like a different person of them, is commenting, and they're like, hey, this person at Creature Studio and ATL killed this. Their Instagram is, put their at, and y'all should check them, in caps, out. They, in caps, do amazing work. And then another friend of theirs replied and was like, yeah, they definitely killed it. The video started going viral, of course, and they thought that they were going to bully me into like giving credit and stuff, and it's like, you already don't like the video, like what's the problem? It was giving bully, because like there's a ton of messages, y'all. I have hella screenshots from this one video that I'm not even trash talking this person, so I'm not even giving it any like attention, because I was like, y'all trying to get a rise out of me at this point. It's giving y'all clout chasers, and I don't even feed into drama. Like, I don't even feed into like baby daddy drama. Like, I don't feed into like people trying to drag me and like completely lie. Like, so why would I entertain something like this? So boom, left it alone. Start going through my comments again under that video, and there's even more messages. To me, it's like the stylist is mad that I'm not responding and that I'm not taking it down. They probably feel intimidated, like, oh my god, this big creator is not taking down the video and do what I say. So I feel like it was a control thing. So I'm gonna get all my friends and family, as much people as possible, to spam so people know that she's not who she says she is. Like, I felt like they were trying to like degrade me as a person or something, and it was like frustrated me. But anyways, I started screenshotting it, and they were like, oh no, not a 12-minute long compilation of you misgendering your artist. And then another one, you need to do better when filming in public spaces. They spent hours on your hair and you can't bother to even use the correct pronouns. You backhanded them in this video after telling them you loved it in the salon, and you didn't ask a single person in the salon who was filmed if you had their consent, and still use the footage anyway, which is illegal. You're lucky nobody sent over a lawyer after all of this. This behavior should be inexcusable for anybody, especially from your level of influence. Gross. So at this point, they're definitely trying to like bully me, like strong arm me into like deleting the video or whatever. Little do they know that I already felt that from that community, like trying to force my hand into doing something that wasn't even necessary. So mind you, all of this is happening within like 24 hours of getting my hair done. It's happening pretty fast, and I'm just like getting like discouraged. I didn't really want to post like that. I was like, what is going on? I'm over here like, what if the creator that I found this artist from, the artist was like, oh, we're really cool, like we go back to high school, whatever. So I was like, dang, what if the creator befriends me because they believe that I was being disrespectful or whatever, because the creator was watching my stories and stuff, and they don't usually watch my stories like that. So I was like, what if that creator said something, and now it's like a whole beef, and I don't do beef, but now I feel like I gotta set an example because so many people has tried me in the past and I haven't said anything. But this is beyond out of pocket, like, you know what I mean? Like, people talking about suing and lawyers, like, y'all doing too much. So anyways, I went into the YouTube has like an editor, and basically you can blur out faces, and I blurred out everybody's faces because I was like, y'all not about to pull that card on me. Like, no, and I'm not deleting the video. So moving forward, like, I have worked with a lot of other like artists and creators and stuff like that, and I always ask, like, if they say like they're gender fluid or they are like no label or whatever they are, I ask and I show them the content first and ask if it's okay, and then I post it, because I will never go through this again. This is ridiculous. But moving forward, so it was being processed, and like people were constantly even tweeting me like on Twitter, like saying random things like, you're stalking me and harassing me. So I go on my Twitter because I was like, okay, they're crazy, they're DMing me, spamming my YouTube, trying to go on under my TikTok. Now let me check this other place. So I go to Twitter, and sure enough, there's more stuff on there. I remember tweeting something before like the drama, before like the constant messages or whatever and comments. I was like, this is just a reminder that creators don't have to tag or give credit when they're paying full price for a service. It should be, what did I say? I don't know. I'll put the text right here. But I said that, and this person decided to be a smart ass and respond back saying, reminder, a creator should respect the spaces they're allowed to work in by not misgendering stylists or calling their clients Karens, and not having the basic mindfulness to blur everyone's faces who haven't given your consent. And then I tweeted something else, and they responded to that too, and they said, being an influencer doesn't make you above anyone else's way of making a living. You aren't entitled to discounts. First of all, I never asked for a discount. I don't even do discounts. It's either I'm paying full price or it's a full exchange where I'm giving you my services and you're giving me your services. It's no discount because I charge way more for a promo than you do for your services. Let's be real. Let's be real. So it's not even an even exchange, but it's just you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Duh. And then it's a long-term relationship. So this person really fumbled the bag, to be honest. And then it's like being an influencer doesn't make you above everyone else. Who said that? Nobody said that. I don't even talk like that. That means you think that. That means y'all think that. So that y'all are intimidated. So y'all trying to make yourselves feel better by putting me down or trying to put me down. That's bully behavior. So anyways, I went on live. I was getting ready and I had a lot of comments like, girl, like, why is your roots not done? Like, didn't you just get your hair done? Like, why is this like that? Like, people were like really talking about it and it was like bothering me because I'm like, girl, me too. And I was like, I paid this much, but it's okay, I'm gonna do a story time. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. I got banned from the salon and everything and they're like, oh my god, what? So basically they like hyped me up into telling them. I told them like the basics. Someone was like, dang, you paid $500 to be disrespected and I have your hair done right. And then I was like, they even messaged me but I haven't opened it, and they're like, you need to open it, like open it at least to like screenshot or save messages so like there's nothing deleted or whatever. So that's when I ended up going to it and recording it, but I don't have that freaking recording, but I do have screenshots, so I'm glad that I did both. But anyway, so I opened the message and now is where you can read the whole thing. These are whole paragraphs, like 2 whole long story paragraphs. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna read it with you guys. Hey friend, so I just watched your video. First off, I'm not sure whether or not you know, but I use they them pronouns, which is included in my bio of my styling page. I don't use she her. So if you're going to continue to be my client, which I feel like is a threat, it's really important that my pronouns are respected. There's lots of really good information available on using they them pronouns online if you need any help. I would have been happy to clear up any information once again before you were doing the voiceover and finishing the video about what we did and why we did what we did and why we weren't able to get stuff done on time. Typically after someone is 15 minutes late, I almost always cancel the appointment. So it's really important that going forward you plan on being here a little bit early. That way we have the best chance of accomplishing all your goals in that session. First of all, my time that I arrived, they were only open, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, like an hour before. So you wasn't able, like, we still did not touch on my roots. Would have took probably another 30 to 45 minutes, and then doing my hair, like cutting my hair, which would have been the very first step, would have been another 30-45 minutes. So we wouldn't have even had enough time to do everything that we talked about in the first session to begin with. Like 15 minutes wasn't going to make a difference. Plus y'all stalled a long time trying to explain to me that we wasn't going to be able to do everything, and then the bleaching process took really long. But anyway, so then another message, I'm not sure if you're able to redo the voiceover to include my correct pronouns and edit out the part about the other client being Karen. They were actually telling their stylist how beautiful they thought you were and how beautiful the hair looked, and wasn't aware or asked that they were going to be filmed. She saw because my viewfinder was up so you can see yourself in the camera. Anyways, of course I'm happy to continue doing your hair as long as those things are respected, because your time is important and so is mine. How would you know that that person told their stylist that? How would you know? They were at a completely different station far away and you didn't talk to anybody but a completely different worker there when they were asking to help, and you guys had a conversation. Never talked to that stylist until probably after the fact, maybe, that I got my hair done, but how would I know that? Anyways, those 2 messages were sent not even 12 hours later, a full 12 hours later, because I didn't respond, decided to send me a whole other paragraph telling me that I cannot come back. So let's read that. Since you've decided not to respond to my message, I've decided that I will no longer be doing your hair. You've been unable, so this is after like all those people harassed me on social media and everything too. So this happened pretty quick. So I guess they were really mad, frustrated that I did not do what they asked me to do or respond, which you don't know what I'm doing. Like, I am actually a busy person. Yes, I did see the video, but I can respond whenever I want to. Just because you see me posting on social media, that's my job. Big weirdo energy, especially because they never responded to me. Like, when I had questions and stuff, like, hey, are we still on? Like, they took hours, days to respond to me. So now that I'm actually doing something or busy or just don't want to respond, you got a problem with it. It's giving narcissist. It's giving everything revolves around you, which is definitely Leo energy. Makes sense. Sorry for all my Leos out there. Y'all know. But anyways, you'll be unable to book online or at Creature Studio. I value giving my time to people who are willing to not only be respectful of me and my time, but to the people around me. I will also ask that the video still be adjusted, because misgendering a trans person on YouTube video for thousands of people to see is just simply not okay. And filming other people in a salon without their consent and putting them in the video is not okay either. I wanted to give you time to respond so we can discuss and come to a better ending, but unfortunately you decided to ignore my messages and continue posting. So when I saw that, I got really upset. I was reading this on live. I had a lot of people in there. I'm tired, y'all. I'm literally telling the story time at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's finna be 5 because I just need to get this out to y'all. But anyway, they were obviously upset. I'm never in drama. I never entertain drama. People try it with me, but they never succeed. I'm actually like a really chill person. Like, I do not like to entertain drama, not even like TV dramas or nothing. I see drama on TikTok, I like scroll past it. I feel like that's all low vibrational energy and I want no parts. And also, some people have a lot of hate comments, and I've never really been the type to ever get really hate comments. It's always generally positive. So the fact that this was happening and it's by clearly the stylist's people, everybody knew like that was out of pocket, you know what I mean? So, you know, fans doing what they do best, being CIA agents, ended up finding the stylist. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go to their page, and I'm like, no, don't harass them. That's not what I'm about. I'm just telling you guys my experience. Not everybody might have the same experience as me, but it's definitely something to like look out for. I didn't think that the way they went about this was a good way, you know, and I was like actually super bummed out because, like I said, I've been searching for a good hairstylist for a while. I don't play about my hair, and I just kept telling this person how I had like a lot of horror stories in salons and how I love longevity and I love staying to one person, and like I told them how others got weird on me or like how they feel weird about content. But the creator that I found this stylist from posts them all the time, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's like a even exchange. Maybe it's just like they're posting them out of love because they're trying to get their work out there and stuff like that. Maybe that makes more sense. So then I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get into beef with a whole nother creator because of this person is over exaggerating because they're clearly close or whatever. But that didn't end up happening. So if you're watching this, hey, you know who you are. But anyways, I'm like all over the place, I'm sorry. So my fans ended up going to the page even though I told them not to, and DMing and commenting on their page because the stylist posted me and tagged me, which I didn't see and I didn't even notice until my fans showed me, but posted my after pictures. And I'm like, if you hate me so much and you don't want to work with me, why are you still using my face? Why are you still using me? So people also went back to the video and they watched the video and they started responding to the people who were like basically trying to bully me into like changing the video, basically saying like what happened, like she might have been late but it doesn't take 30 minutes to cut hair. Basically they were saying like it takes longer to do everything that she needed done, like regardless if she was late or on time, it still wasn't going to be enough time, and you guys overcharged her and you guys didn't give her what she wanted at the end of the day, basically. But it's crazy because they kept going back and forth, like her people kept going back and forth with like my fans and stuff, and I'm like, bro, what is this? Like, I've never experienced no stuff like this. The stylist started posting on their story like a whole paragraphs, bro, whole paragraphs. I didn't read it because I was like, bro, this is a lot. Like, I literally don't have time for this. Like, I could have posted like 5 more videos within the time of me like even being aware of this. So my fans started sending me screenshots of what they were saying. I guess the stylist was blocking them, but they were trying to make it seem like I'm transphobic and stuff, and I didn't even know they were trans. Like, how would you even know that, even off of those pronouns? Some people just prefer different pronouns just because that's what they feel like, but you should have stated that. This definitely could have went differently, but I felt like it was too much ego and like, I don't know, it was something like, just the whole experience was so off, so weird, but everything happens for a reason. So I guess I just wasn't meant to come back. Maybe my spirit guides was just like, no, this is not good energy, like, sorry sis, but you need to find somebody else. So yeah, that is literally how I got banned from a salon within 24 hours of going. And if I was wrong in any way, let me know. As you can see in the video, I keep referring to the stylist as the stylist or they, them. I have no problem doing that. Bro, I keep itching my face. I need to stop before I break out. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I paid too much. Let me know if it was right on my money. Let me know if you think that I needed more time. Let me know if I should have came back. If you watch that video, that vlog, which will be in the description, and you see the problem, let's talk in the comments. This video took mad long to film. This video took mad long to edit. So give it a thumbs up and comment gang if you made it to the end and didn't skip anything. I love you, Vanessa gang, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.